What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's a special day with a special guest. We got Texas's own Paige Pierce joining today for the WACO practice round. The back nine is going to be over on that OTB Discs YouTube channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe and go check it out. We're going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away a disc, and so is she. We're going to show you what they are in that video. All you're going to have to do is watch the back nine, tell us what was the most thrown mold on the back nine, and then you're going to be entered to win. There's also going to be some other small stipulations, but you'll see those in the description below that video, so go check it out. Big thanks to Paige for being on the channel. I think it's a long time coming. I always love practicing with Paige. She's such a competitor and a legend in the game, and she has a very detailed mind and approach, and I love practicing with her. So thanks for being here,
Yeah,
Paige.
thanks for having me. Let's do it.
Okay, hole one here. A lot of the locals are going to call it hole 7, but you know we always like to call it by the tournament layout. 291, a really good starter. Technical shot up the middle that's as open as it's ever been. Out of bounds, just right of that wall, as well as long on the path. You also see a lot of players take the spike hyzer. Tons of headwind coming at us and projected to be like that all week, so I'm going to play a little longer than normal. I'm going to go opto X stiletto.
So close every time. So close.
Little short there, 30 footer though, we'll take it. Paige up the gut.
Oh, little late branch.
That's part of the thing. Before WACO turns green, there's so many little ticklers you can't quite see.
Yeah, I just like the straight shot up the gap. I feel like I don't want to bring too much into play. Also, it sets you up for like just lacing lines when you get into the woods. I hit like a late branch, so I got an upshot, but I like just playing it into the left hillside there and hopefully getting a little roll to the right.
Yeah, I like using the option to build rhythm for later.
Yeah.
That's a good idea for the wooded course. Easy. We also got Aaron with us today, aka the OTB social media guru. So Aaron gonna be helping Paige on the bag this week. We got Greggy Biscuits joining us here in a minute too. Oh, a little flat on it. Flare B always somehow finds a way though.
Sure does.
He kind of gets annoying, honestly. Yeah, I feel like the main key on hole 1, you just don't want to mess it up. You know, come out, commit to a shot. You're happy to birdie, obviously, because you do need to get out hot in this course to play real well, but...
That's where I usually land.
Now we're warmed up. All we need is one to go.
All right, here we are on hole 2. WACO's one of the coolest courses on tour in the fact that we only have 3 pads that are shorter than the men's pads. So if we play really well, we kind of can see where we would have stacked up with the men. Here on hole 2 is one of those. The men's pad is 630 feet. The women's is probably around 580. It's just up ahead. It's the same line and everything. You're looking for a power pushing hyzer shot, although it's really big headwind right now. So stabling up, just making sure you don't throw something that's gonna flip over the sidewalk or into the water on the right side. It's really hard to get to the left side OB because there's an upslope. So I just throw pretty stable, hard. And if I do get that skip to the left, there's also lines to the basket from there. It's a par 4, very easy to get. Should be.
This one does feel like once you do your work off the tee, the upshot's very simple.
Yeah.
It's right there in front of you. But yeah, I mean, this course is so dominated by either south or north wind. We have the south kind of coming at us the next few days, so we're going to see headwind on these holes, which definitely makes them a lot harder than the north wind, but the north wind also makes hole 17 and 18 a lot easier, so you kind of see that discrepancy depending on the wind out here. I'm going to go Halo Star Boss. This thing is nice and beefy, can handle all the wind, and I'm trying to put it on the right side of that leaning trunk, but obviously left of the massive trunk out there. Keep it low, blast it on hyzer. Oh, those things are so good. As soon as I did a review on it and it beefed out on me, I was like, okay, that's in the bag. That's a money ball.
It's actually really windy, so I'm gonna go with my most stable. I got Zeus here, ESP, super stiff, domey. This thing does not flip over on me. It hasn't yet, so we'll test it here. I'm not aiming where Connor did on the right side of that. I'm aiming a little bit straighter and just trying to get it as linear and forward as possible. Wow, it's stiff.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting to practice in this because we have projected like 20 to 30 sustained on Friday with gusts 40 plus, so
Crazy.
it's going to be pretty similar to this, and always nice when you can get those in practice conditions.
For sure.
All right, I'm just going to range this approach just to be extra cautious in the headwind. 260, so like we mentioned, if you do your work off the tee and throw a solid shot, you're not going to have the longest approach, but it is a mentally challenging one, especially in this headwind, out of bounds surrounding, kind of like a peninsula. And I think at 261, I like the justice on a forehand. Headwind coming directly at us. I'm just gonna pop it at that little dead and brown tree over there, let it fade back. Oh, it's so low. But the more you play in the wind, you'll realize low misses a lot of times are a little bit more forgiving. Now I have a long chance of birdie, easy par, where all of a sudden you miss high in the wind. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I haven't really been over here yet this week.
You're usually a little more left than this?
Yeah, but it's been a little less windy, so I'm kind of going up there, and it's kind of like a downhill, just super
More
smooth
like a little
shot.
hyzer putter, yeah.
I'm going to throw my Fierce just to see how it holds up. Held up. Now, we definitely need a sidearm practice. For me, I'm like, what, 40 feet closer than Connor, but I'm throwing fairway driver. I'm throwing Raptor, even though you threw Justice.
I don't hate it in the wind.
I'm a weenie
I might have
arm.
reached a little bit in that headwind, you know. Plus, this is a great lesson for y'all. Paige, obviously, you know, she feels strong with her backhand, so she's going to play that as her regular shot, but working on the shots that you want to work on in practice is always great. Bad thing to practice.
Honestly, when I'm practicing, these are the ones I kind of pick up because I don't really need the reps of laying up, but laying up in a headwind, I do, so we'll just throw a few of these.
Yeah, you can't always practice laying up into 30 mile an hour. So.
Yeah.
And it's the little minor details that help you avoid those frustrating strokes and really help you play a good round on days like today.
Spinnier.
Yep.
Spinnier than normal.
Ooh, that left to right, just smashing them. I was afraid. But that was a safe miss. I'll take my par. Move on. All right, we got Greg. He's joined us. Hole 3, 320. Into the headwind, it's going to play it more like 375, honestly, when the wind's this strong. A lot of different ways you can play it. A lot of players are going to play it towards that little yellow sign in the back on a flat angle, looking for it to fade back. That's probably the biggest gap, unless you prefer the forehands. That's always the gap I've liked. I'm going to go with the captain's Raptor. It's windy enough where I'm debating on going faster, but I think this disc is right if I can just hit it flat and give it enough height to fade over that little hill. Yeah, and there's that hill I mentioned, kind of checking the skip, keeping me at circle's edge, but I don't hate it. It's
on the green.
Opportunity. And they did elevate this basket. They had it short last year for the first time in a long time, so back to what we're used to here.
Definitely same aiming spot as Connor. I'm going Vulture. This is the newest disc to my bag, so I'm still kind of learning it. I think it'll hold up in this strong wind. And yeah, I'm trying to keep it high so it glides over that hill, but if not, I'm happy with the par on this one and just get into the woods.
Oh.
I wanted to watch that.
More of those little branches that are just
honestly,
so
I
hard to
think
see.
that was gonna fly nice.
Yeah, it had the height. I thought it was gonna come back for sure.
Much better release though.
Yeah.
That's a layup if I've ever seen one.
This one's playing long right now. Oof. Just outside the circle, but I don't hate being long. Gives me a tailwind setup in this wind. Oh, just left. Didn't quite pop them fingers.
Ooh, that's what you want to avoid around here.
All right, took my pars in the open.
I've three-putted on this exact hole so many times.
This one, it's just tricky enough, and especially when it's
And
windy
it's elevated.
Like this.
You get just too much.
For sure.
Then
It
you gotta.
makes a huge difference when it's this windy, like knowing if you miss, it's gonna be 25 versus like having the low basket.
All right, welcome to the woods of the beast. The wind has not gone anywhere. We're just very blocked by it, so we kind of get that out of our mind, and we're trying to just keep it on the fairway now. This one's 441, par 4. It's dogleg left, and then it comes back right again. I'm throwing a slow speed disc with some glide and just letting it get around the corner and softly hit the ground. And then the second shot is the real tester shot. So number one goal, a little overhead height, just get the glide and just around the corner.
Appeared.
Should be good, and I'll have the option for sidearm or backhand, so we'll see.
I've been liking this straight color shift zone with the OTB
I
stamp
have
on
a
it
few of those.
for this hole. Oh, I see your disc. It must have caught the corner a little bit.
All right.
But I'm looking for a flat release. Really got to get through this initial gap. Main goal, obviously, in the woods is always hitting gap number one. Choosing the right disc to finish it off for you. That's wide. But got a pretty neutral kick. Stayed in the middle. Par should be easy from there, but birdie's gonna be tough. That massive cottonwood trunk is really the one that tells you whether you're home freed or you have a decision on what shot you're gonna throw up. Anything behind that, you kind of are at the mercy of the course. I'm gonna take Opto X Stiletto. I'm just looking for a massive skip off to the right. Give myself a 40 footer. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, a little wide on both my shots in this hole. 2 mistakes are gonna net me a par, but I'm okay with taking par after that.
I feel like this is the one hole where, like, no matter how many practice rounds you've got in and how prepared you feel, you might throw a shot that you didn't practice on the second shot here. Just 4 feet one way or the other really changes things. From here, I like trying to get a little greasy and trying to go for the bonus birdie here. I'm likely gonna take a par, but I'm gonna try.
You going inside or outside of that wide?
I'm going inside.
Yeah.
I'm going inside. I got a really glidey, flippy disc. This is my soul. So if I just come inside of that tree and I have it high enough, it should glide over still. There's a lot of barrier trees, like right at 45 feet though. So if I hit one of those, at least I'm C2. Oh, I went outside, but that's okay.
But it was a good disc selection, so.
Yeah, and that's really easy par, so I'm not upset about that.
Ooh.
Very similar outcome.
You know, when you're playing a tournament, it's a little easier to kind of slide this one up to the base, but you know, you gotta get a little cheeky in practice, so let's see if we can give this one a soft bid. Let's play a little catch with the basket.
Ooh,
No, a little wide.
smooth boy. Wow.
Ooh, a little wide, but
Oh,
you know,
that's pretty.
those Connor Riley face that you can find at OTBDiscs.com fly nice and straight. Those upshots 250 and in. Try them out.
Only thing I'm thinking here is just low. Don't give it too much height. especially throwing a sidearm, then it's going to go down that hill. There's a hill that goes down to the water.
Yeah, that was nice. You made sure just to use only kind of the wrist action and get some spin on it, but keep it soft. Ooh, that's a pretty one.
Yeah, I like those. They sit nice when they hit the ground.
What's the plastic?
Jawbreaker.
Oh, so wide. You can't be wide on the Prodigy baskets. The ladder doesn't accept it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do an intro.
Yeah. Okay, I've always loved hole 5. It's a nice technical par 3. It has 2 rises distinctly. First one about halfway down the fairway. Next one right there at circle's edge before the basket. You gotta make sure to have the right height to beat those, and you also have to have the line correct because it's just a wall of trees and bushes on either side here. 264 plays a little longer with the uphill. I'm gonna take this Luna, play it nice and straight, try to make contact with the top of the hill there, just pop it up. Obviously, if you throw it a little high and you give it an ace run, that's nice, but I like just trying to put this one close. Take my birdie.
Pretty, pretty. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
right there at the top, we got an opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like this one's just about knowing which disc you're throwing the straightest at the time. There's not much to it other than just keeping it dead straight. 260, everyone in FPO or MPO can throw that far. It's just which disc is going the straightest for you. So I've been throwing buzz, but I actually think this one's going the straightest for me. So I'm gonna throw them both. I'm having a little bit of struggles with my release point on my mids. Or I've been. Not when I just got timid because I've been grip locking them. I feel more confident with this. So even if I come up short, I think I might throw this actually. Thanks for throwing the Luna, Connor.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
that's a fierce there.
And I know that I probably won't get it as far as Connor, but if I take that out of my mindset and don't try to throw it too hard and just go in the fairway, take the 2 if it comes, and if not, take the par, but definitely stay out of the woods. I gotta throw that green one. Yeah, I felt the headwind and I second guessed it. This damn hole. It's so easy. It's so easy. Got pretty lucky on this one. I'm in the fairway. Well, honestly, if I've been off the fairway on the right so many times, and even if you're just barely off the fairway and you have a full swing, it's still like instant bogey.
Yeah, there's just all these limbs up here that kind of block anything.
Yeah,
It's hard
and you can't get the height you need to get over the hill because of the low branches. So I got really lucky on this one.
Nice little bit at it. I'm ready for the first birdie of the day. It's time. No, get it up. Just that little bit of wind, enough to smash it. Even when you're in here, you still got to commit.
Oh.
Woo! Them Prodigy baskets.
All right, hole 6, 267, par 3. Honestly, if you get through the gap, if you're halfway down the gap and you're still head height and you're fading, I go backhand, turn over. A lot of people go sidearm. The basket's just perched down right at the bottom of the hill. This green is tricky, so even if you throw a good shot, you might be straddle putting, but that's the fun of it. So anyway, first goal, hit the gap halfway down with some turn. That should be,
so good.
That's C1. It's just a matter of if I'm open or if I got a straddle putt.
That's just one of my favorite flights in disc golf to watch. And actually, they elevated this one, a new change that they've never done in the past. I've typically gone like zone type disc on forehand here, but I usually don't go long, and so I'm gonna go to a Raptor, and if I ace it or go long, I think I'll be happy taking the putt back at it. Nice Z-Flex Raptor, a little bit straighter than those cap wraps.
Oh, it's
yeah,
looking
if I could
so
beat
good.
that tree, it was definitely on a good path, but yeah, gap number one, like Paige said, is all you gotta do here. A little bit out of position to throw the backhand from here, especially with this tree in my way, so I'm gonna go forehand with the little sake bomb slammer. A little deep, but we got a putt. Looks like someone put the Grinch's pole to help us get our discs out of the trees on this one. I don't know why this is the hole for it. People are trying the Spike Heiser, I guess. I don't know. Paige getting that practice putt in because she parked it.
This grew up too. Did you notice this?
Yeah,
Like,
this
cause I
bush is
remember
definitely-
landing like near this tree and just easy. Now you gotta like freaking.
Yeah, it was kind of blocking sight even from where I was back there.
Oh.
All right, I kind of juiced it way longer than I thought.
Tricky, tricky.
Not a gimme in here. This is one of those courses you got to practice your straddle putts and your kneeling putts. A little bit of everything throughout the week. I'm gonna use this bark as my little knee pad, you know what I'm saying? You get creative out here.
Almost getting to the point to take this shirt off, sweater off.
Let's see if we walk out of these woods,
10,
though.
15, I think we're doing good.
Easy par.
Nice putt.
Bang, bang.
I'm just gonna make the hardest putt I've looked at on the day, but nothing else. Okay.
Sometimes par putts are, different.
Right.
It's like, no, I am
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna
you
bogey.
have that little bit of anger fuel.
No bogey for me.
So earlier on hole one, Paige was talking about how she chose the straight shot to build rhythm for later in the course, and I feel like that set her up for like a tee shot on hole 5, and also I view a tee shot like hole 4 as a similar tee shot here to 7. So I think you can also choose this as an opportunity to continue to build rhythm. I chose the zone on that one, so I'm going back to it here. Straight shot that needs to move slightly left, leaving you up in this open field with the shot across the ravine to the basket. This one is eagleable. You'll see a lot of guys try to go after it with the big forehand if they're kind of greedy, or maybe even flip up a backhand. But I feel like if you're choosing backhand, what's up, Yakum? I feel like if you're choosing backhand, I think you need nothing more than a mid-range to give yourself a pretty short upshot where you might even be in jump putt range if you throw a great mid shot. And I think anything more than that, you're just getting greedy and kind of leaving yourself in that long left position where even though you might be 60 from the basket, you don't really have a window. So I'd rather be 80, 90, 150 out in the open with a shot at it. Pop the zone flat, let it fade a little bit.
Hell yeah. So smooth.
And while I might have shanked my shot on hole 4, I might not be technically building rhythm. I'm correcting a mistake, and now I can build rhythm off of that. And so there we go.
Money. I'm throwing buzz on this one. Same, everything's similar as Connor. Just kind of a little bit more speed for me because I'm not as strong as Connor. But buzz for
I'm
sure.
a big boy.
I agree. Anything faster than a mid, you're getting too much of a dump to the left and you're so pinched down there.
So Paige is no slouch. The first time I ever played with Paige, I was like, man, she's choosing putters and mids on my putter and mid shots, so I might have 100 pounds on her, but she got some strength.
Yeah, honestly, even that, I hit the tree, but I kicked left. Honestly, super happy with that. Anything in the grass is good. Instead of, if that didn't hit a tree and I got down where I wanted, I would have had an 80 to 100 foot approach. Now I have 150, but dead straight, wide open, so we're happy with it.
And that's a lot nicer than it was maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. So anything, like she said, past that Mando that's open, you can get up and down pretty simply.
All right, feel like I'm pushing 200 feet. Just throw it to the basket. A little higher than I want, so it's gonna drift over left. There is putts from there, but I'm looking at like a 60-footer straddle hyzer putt. Definitely want it to finish a little straighter than that. That one will turn a little more, but a little timid on the releases.
I gotta say, hole 7, especially this upshot's always one of my favorite shots on the course. I really love throwing those short putter shots that you're trying to give it a soft chance at going in. Going with the fresh faith here.
Oh my goodness.
Once I beat that tree, I thought I had a chance, but a little shy. I gotta say, course is looking as friendly as ever and as good as ever, and we have some massive development. We have new stairs. You can go down without being the size of an ogre, and so nice. Easy chip up from Paige from the drainage area, and yeah, thanks to everyone who puts in work out here.
Hey
at the
Connor,
Beast.
or I got it, never mind actually.
Easy birdie. If you want to have a hot round, 7 feels like a must get for sure.
There we go. All right, this one's hole 8, 213 feet, shortest hole in the course. But it is pretty tight. I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like, I should get this, and then you try too hard or put too much pressure on it. But honestly, it's even like, if this was where my drive landed on a par 4, I would throw a standstill putter, so that's what I'm gonna do. And just hit the gap. The ground does play very fast because you got this dirt path. So if you hit that, it skips a lot. A lot of people go sidearm, but the hillside's like this. So if you have too much air under it, you're gonna get a 40-footer down that hill. So I like the backhand, and I watched James ace it yesterday.
Shout out JC.
What?
Said shout out JC.
Yeah. First shot too, Nomad.
A real ace, not just a throw in.
It's a little short,
money ball.
skid. That's us up for a little bit of a death putt, but you should hit it.
Yeah, like Paige mentioned, I feel like the forehand's the better ace line, but as soon as you miss and you gave it a chance, the putting windows become a lot harder down that little hill. So I'm gonna go with my straight faith. Pretty much try to copy paste her line. Oh man. I keep missing left on this gap. I'm gonna try a forehand as well, but because that's not, you can't miss left. Not gonna work.
Boom.
Skip. Oh, I'm about to say.
Oh, and it sat.
Ace the forehand.
It sat.
Okay. Maybe I'll throw the forehand. You know, let's try to scramble that one out if it's worth it. But maybe I might just pick it up because it's practice. You know, big shout out to Greg because I'm not even gonna play that lie out. I'm not even gonna imagine what could happen over there because we're not gonna go there. There's a wall of vines, Mustang grapes, green vines. We could chip
Cool,
to
I
here.
think we're doing good. We still got
Hopefully
the walk
scramble for
back to the
Bogue,
car,
but-
so
226.
yeah.
So what you're gonna do, Greg
This is
says,
hole 8. Yeah, we're killing it. Kevin just
you're gonna
called.
pray hard.
Definitely wants to practice.
You're gonna chip a little
Daytime,
putter
Kevin
'cause you're
calls
smart.
practice.
to the
Nighttime,
open.
Kevin calls music.
And then, with the camera in hand, you're gonna throw one
Hey,
up.
what's up? I'm practicing, but I got media day in like an hour,
Stretch
and then
it.
I'm gonna media day and
Now
then come
in.
back to the
Come
course
on,
and
make
play
it.
some more.
We made it for par.
You wanna play later?
I'll be there.
Yeah, we made
Sweet,
it.
okay, what time you start?
Oh, easy par save. Come on.
Okay, I'm really happy this is where I landed because I feel like this is a very typical putt for me. Somewhere by this tree, trying to get that birdie. And I definitely want to go putt that one out because that is a likely thing that would happen too.
Definitely a hole that has that potential. Anytime you catch metal that isn't chains, you take a little bit of a pause.
Well, the ground is so wet still. That disc is soaking wet.
This was the forehand, you know, I'm probably going to be playing forehand and just at If I ace it, I'll get my first ever tournament ace. If not, maybe I'll have a putt down in the ditch. Okay, final hole of the front nine is, I think, one of the more iconic holes out here. I think a lot of players and fans think of this hole when they think of the wooded section of Brazos East. It's a par 4, used to be called a par 5. It will be a par 5 for FPO, par 4 for MPO, but we play from the same tee. 519, you're gonna say that sounds very short, but it's also very specific. So I think it's a well suited par for the hole, especially since it's cleaned up over time. We've lost like 2 main trees in the center that really used to make this shot a bit of a luck shot. Now there's a little bit more of a purity to it. You have still that one trunk splitting us right here in the middle. You got to pick a side of that. Try to fly down into the bowl before it elbows off to the right and plays up onto a bit of a protected mound of a green. Really awesome hole. I think pick your poison. What you feel best, beating this tree, keeping it low, and getting down there to the trunk. I like fairway driver, so I'm going to go Athena, because if I get to the back side of that bowl, I have lean out forehand. And I'm trying to fly just right of that tree trunk, but if I end up left and I have the right angle, it'll still work.
Perfect.
Oh,
shot.
you just love it when the shot matches your mind's eye. That's just, those are the type of shots that keep you coming back over and over. And
So in the past, I've always gone fierce, just lay up, play for par. Kind of, Connor talked about the tree in the middle that you got to pick a side of. In the past, I've literally just tried to land at the base of that. 1 to there, 2 into the bowl, 3 up by the basket, go for the par. The thing with that is if I mess up one of those shots, now my best score possible is a bogey. I also started a series where I'm letting my fans pick what shot I throw, and they chose passion. So
I was one of those fans.
yeah, so I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm looking for the type of line Connor did. He threw it with a little more flex than I'm looking for. I'm looking for like pretty straight right at the tree with the bark coming off. If I get that left finish that Connor did, that is ideal. Yeah, just got to hit the gap. Oh, I threw it like I threw my fierce, like I threw it so soft. I actually have one more identical to that.
Yes.
Yeah, same. Practice rounds,
Yes.
That's the benefit. Grab the exact same disc. Oh, you did it again.
I think we're going to make Paige rerun that, because I think one of the keys to practice is you just want to feel it come out right, see it at least
Yeah.
once in practice. I think that's all that matters.
See, that's
Oh,
just
you
so
heard that one.
easy. It's just so easy.
Let us know in the comments. Are you the person who plays out your bad lies in practice? Do you pick them up? Do you do a mixture of the two? How do you like to do it? Oh yeah.
Hold it.
I caught
Yeah.
this last skinny tree, but not a terrible kick over here. I'd like to be a little further because I would have had the forehand in, and I might still, but let's see. Yeah, a little pinch, but I think I'm gonna get down to the knee here, give myself a little more ceiling. Play my faith on some turn. Try to get into circle 1. Oh,
Circle 3,
yeah.
maybe circle 2.
Caught the last trunk guarding the green there, kind of on the left side at least. This is a short but tricky spot, and Paige lands it super well. All right, I have the kind of Annie layup bid, or we have this window right here to the right, and that's something I've always loved about this green. It has a couple different frames that really entice you to run your long putt. Still gonna be hard to beat that last trunk, but if you hit that, it's a tap in, so I'm gonna send it down the right side here.
Good line.
Just needed a little more speed, but the line was right. Happy with it.
Whoa.
Ooh, we all missed the first one. She went Annie and then Heiser, work on both the putts. All right, you guys, thanks for joining for the front nine, and also big thanks to Paige for being out here practicing with us and showing us her thought process as we get ready for the second Disc Golf Pro Tour of the year and the official start of the Texas Swing. Me and Paige both native Texans, so I think it always is nice to be home and just have a little more of that percentage of the fans who really know you and are rooting for you. Don't forget to check out the back nine over on OTB's YouTube channel. I don't know, what kind of disc are you going to be giving away, Paige?
First run drive. Yeah.
All right, first run drive. I'm going to give away one of my Delaware Champion compasses. So those are going to be up for grabs on the back nine. You're going to have to go watch that. Make sure you're liking and subscribed to the OTB Discs YouTube channel as well as mine, and honestly Paige's as well, because Paige is a great thrower and she's just a legend in the game. So whether you're learning from her or just being entertained by her skills, I think she's going to have a lot of awesome stuff for you on her channel as well. So be subscribed to all the channels. Let us know in the comments what is the most thrown mold on this back nine, and that's going to get you an entry to win these 2 discs. Thanks, Paige, for being here. How you feeling before the WACO tournament right now?
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm happy I have a few more days. I feel like I have all my decisions made, and I'm putting well. My drives are feeling good, but yeah, I think I need to do some field work with my mids and putters and get the slow speed disc down. If I'm 300 and in, I need to be getting up and down. So I feel like I got a couple more days to work on that, but overall feeling good.
Heck yeah. Thanks you guys for joining. We'll see you on the back nine.